Awards 2012 Corporate Awards. Youth Development Partner Award, Sandals Foundation. The Sandals Foundation was established under the belief that education, at all levels, provides the best opportunities for positive change in the Caribbean. One of the initiatives which they have established is the adopting and improving of schools, and have assisted with various projects such as the refurbishment of the Cedar Grove and Willikies Primary School, as well as the building of a sports court for the Antigua Girls High School. Other initiatives include the Reading Road Trip, book drives, and fundraising for new library and computer facilities. The foundation also supports development through sports such as basketball and cricket. Over 50 young Antiguan cricketers have participated in the sponsored High Performance Camp, while the foundation has sponsored basketball initiatives in Antigua such as the Rockersville Grace Green Invitational Basketball League. Sandals Foundation. Youth Development Partner Award, Scotiabank. Scotiabank has been responsible for making great contributions to the field of youth development in Antigua and Barbuda over the past 50 years. One example is their support to the Antigua State College by offering 5 internships annually to their bank. Another initiative is that as part of their commitment to the community in sports, the Scotiabank Kiddie Cricket Program was introduced to promote cricket as well as discipline and sportsmanship. Recent philanthropic efforts include opening accounts for children who had graduated from the School of the Deaf, as well as making the initial deposits into these accounts. Scotiabank continues to be devoted to putting the people of Antigua and Barbuda first. Scotiabank. Youth Development Philanthropy Award, Cool and Smooth. Cool and Smooth was founded by George Huran, who migrated to Antigua over 20 years ago. He set up several stores, one of which became Cool and Smooth on All Saints Road. Cool and Smooth has made significant contributions to a number of sporting and other activities. These include the Cool and Smooth Inter-Schools basketball program, the Cool and Smooth four-hand domino competition, and many more. They have also contributed to a number of sports including football, basketball, cricket, tennis, and boxing. They have also branched outside of Antigua and Barbuda, recently making contributions to the Montserrat Cricket Association. They continue to have a genuine desire to further the development of youth in Antigua and Barbuda. Cool and Smooth. National Youth Awards 2012 Youth Development Philanthropy Award, Ayushi Beauty Supplies. Ayushi Beauty Supplies and Beyond Limited is a family business which opened its doors on the 29th of April 2011 on the corner of St. Mary Street and Cornell. Since their inception, Ayushi has been determined to act as socially responsible corporate citizens. Their philanthropic thrust is as a result of a strong respect for its patrons, as well as its desire to be a part of the national building process. Ayushi has supported many ventures in many areas, including education, sports, community, and cultural activities. Ayushi Beauty Supplies. Youth Development Philanthropy Award, The Source. The Source has actively sought to make a difference in local communities by actively pursuing and exploring opportunities to work with community groups, non-profits, government and other organizations and companies working to effect a positive change and uplift our neighborhoods, schools, and communities. The Source Clothing has been the title sponsors of Carnival Teen Splash for the last 3 years and were involved in partial sponsorship for years before that. The Source also has sponsored many cultural and sporting activities for the past 10 years. The Source Clothing Company intends to remain committed to uplifting the community and the youth who live there. The Source. National Youth Awards 2012 Lifetime Service Awards, Miss Charlene Samuel. Charlene Samuel has distinguished herself in her work with young people. A teacher by profession, she has worked at several schools throughout her career, teaching at the Sunnyside Tutorial, Princess Margaret School, Clare Hall Secondary School, and the Antigua Pilgrim High School. She has been a leader of the Boys Brigade since 1973 and has also served as the leader of her community youth group and Sunday school group. She also currently holds several positions, including being on the executive of the Param Improvement Cooperative Society and hosts an annual show, An Evening with Charlene, for Black History Month. Miss Charlene Samuel. Mr. Lucaso Bruma. Even from an early age, Lucasso Brumont enjoyed sports. A graduate of the St. Joseph's Academy, he decided to further his education at the Codrington College in Barbados, where he obtained a diploma in mass communications. Mr. Brumont has been instrumental in the revival of many sports in the nation, including restarting the previously dormant local basketball association in 1973. He has been instrumental especially in the development of sports in the school, including inter-school volleyball and basketball programs. In 1989, Mr. Brumont formed the CPTSA, otherwise known as the Wing Sports Club, which has a focus on basketball, track and field, football, and volleyball. He is presently the sports director at the Christ the King High School. Mr. Lucasso Brumont. Dr. Margaret O'Gara. Margaret Roseman O'Gara was born on the Emerald Isle of Montserrat. After winning the Leeward Island Scholarship in 1945, she left to pursue a degree in medicine. In 1954, after receiving a bachelor's of medicine and surgery, she returned to Antigua to work. 4 years later, she left to pursue a postgraduate degree and went on to obtain her MRCP, the highest qualification in her field, training at the Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital. After completing specialist pediatrics training in Jamaica, she returned to Antigua where she was appointed pediatrician. Through her hard work, dedication, and generous donations from the corporate community, Mrs. O'Gara was able to establish the first proper pediatric ward in Antigua and Barbuda and is an elected fellow of the Royal College of Physicians. Dr. Margaret O'Gara. Miss Idris George. Idris George's first foray into the world of youth work began when she became involved with the Boy Scout movement in 1962, attached to the first Antigua Anglican Cathedral Boy Scout troop, along with her husband, who was still the leader of that same troop. Mrs. George also involved all 8 children into the Scouts movement, and that involvement soon spread to her community of Martins Village. Mrs. George has attended many local and international Scout camps and has served as Assistant Scout Commissioner from 1980 to 2011. In 2003, she was honored by the association and was featured on the 90th anniversary Scouting stamps for Antigua and Barbuda. Mrs. George is also a qualified preschool teacher and has taught at several schools, such as the Francis Preschool and St. Michael's Primary School. Mrs. Idris George. Mr. Eustace Harris, Gay-Tux. Eustace Emmanuel Harris, otherwise known as Gay-Tux, began his love affair with Pan in the early 1960s, where he began playing for Stardust, before moving on to other bands such as Brute Force and City Symphony. His pan-building career began in 1977 for the South Star Steel Band. Since then, he has built pans for numerous groups such as the Harmonites, Mahaiko, and West Side Symphony, of which he was a founding member. Gay-Tux has also been recruited overseas by countries such as Guadeloupe, St. Martin, and the British Virgin Islands to build pans. He has also been a stalwart in promoting pan development in several schools, such as the Seventh-day Adventist and the St. Michael schools. He has also contributed his time to teaching the art at the Boys Training School, and many others have benefited from his mentorship. Mr. Eustace Harris, Gay-Tux. Mrs. Genevieve Smith. Mrs. Genevieve Smith, affectionately known as Teacher Jen, was born in the village of Potters. After attending the Potters Primary and St. John's Moravian Mixed Schools, she began a teaching career that would span over 50 years. For 40 of these years, she worked at the Potters Primary, where she would often bring in other students for much-needed teaching lessons. Although officially retired, Teacher Jen has continued with her lifelong career and is currently teaching handicapped children. She also serves as a Sunday school teacher, and there are plans on the way to develop a home for abandoned children in her name. Mrs. Genevieve Smith. The Department of Youth Affairs would like to congratulate all of the awardees.
We're now going to thank Ms. Mossington for her assistance. Thank you so much.